rules here, just so I remember. Pretty sure pillbox. Also, the grain is plowed field, so they cost the same as grain, but are open ground, which sucks.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Pain.
charge across open ground.
Yeah, I'm hoping that at least part of my tactics will work. Because otherwise, we're going straight to LM-3. Concealment. Pillbox locations, concealment terrain. Yeah, it can't be inspected, and it's concealment terrain, so you should get it. Oh, interesting. You don't have the FP or to hit DRM to shots against it. I never realized that.
Yeah, I was noticing that the other day. It's kind of wacky. Also, I'm pretty sure I've got everything. I believe these pillboxes are in hexes accessible to the trenches, so they're technically bunkers for that purpose.
Uh, yeah, I always forget if bunker is like automatic or if it's SSR only. Where's the
No, it looks like
bunker?
it's automatic. It just says, it's 30.8, which is the next thing down from the concealment button. So, yeah, I don't think I'm actually concealed. It is concealment terrain, but...
No, I'm pretty sure they retain concealment in it if they're in the pillbox. Otherwise, yeah, they don't retain.
What does underlining mean on the terrain counter?
Where in the chart?
Like trench, pillbox, stream woods.
Are we talking in the chart?
Yeah, the terrain, like red is concealment terrain. So but there's some things that are underlined, and I'm kind of curious what that means.
Terrain shown underlined confers -1 rally DRM.
There it is. All right. Sorry, I just missed that.
No worries. It's good to know. It's like if it's red, that's concealment terrain. I'm actually curious. I saw 2 with stars, which I think is just SSR or something. Star. Oh yeah, X Orchard. Hex is always in season. Blah.
Yeah, what's interesting is pillbox is not listed as concealment terrain, but it is.
Oh, you know why? It's because pillboxes are concealment locations, not terrain.
That seems a spectacularly fiddly.
Because otherwise you'd be like, well, the entire terrain, like if you put a pillbox in open ground, like the entirety of open ground is concealment. When that's the only way I can see it being seen differently. There, some nerds can join in if they want. All right. So let's review. Just so I can. I'm pretty sure
that's a whole lot of Chinese.
Yeah, I have a shit ton of guys. So moderate, EC, no wind. All buildings are huts. Which, as we talked about last time, there's a lot of crazy stuff with regards to huts. No dare death. Red Army may not invoke no quarter or massacre. G1.611 is an effect for Chinese or weapons. Your guys will come in concealed, which is pretty nice. Automatic melee if I'm there. Pillbox is just covered up north. I'm gonna pull out the air support right now just so I don't forget, because I feel like I'm gonna forget. Where's my air support? Oh, you know what? It might take. That would be really funny if that was the case. No way. Do I literally have to grab the Russian one? I probably have to pick the Russian. Yeah. All right.
Oh, what
Wait,
for the
there's
artillery?
no. So the air support comes in the flavor of something like this. Um, but strangely, I'm not seeing it anywhere. Technically, it'd be this, but whatever. Um, now the problem is that it says two 1939 fighter bombers with bombs, but there's no counter to say which one because there are different types. I'm gonna assume it's the Russian ones because that would make sense thematically. Uh, but just in case, fighter bomber 39. It's the exact same thing. Okay, well, I'm just gonna clone that. There we go. So that's there. Um, so I get it on turn one, which is nice. All Chinese sport weapons for G.61, yada yada. Broken Red Army crew possessing a portage point support weapon may dismantle but not reassemble. Support weapon in a friendly prep fire or defensive fire phase, which is kind of nice. Other than that, that seems to be it. So, whenever you wish, your sniper may be placed. I don't think there's anywhere for. I really want to put my sniper.
Snipers have to go in constriction, right?
No, they don't have to. They just can't go in a hex that's currently occupied.
That'll do.
Okay. Alright, so. We'll just go ahead then. 6.5 turns. I feel like this one's going to be bloody. Oh, KMT wins game end by accumulating 20 VP. There's 2 VP for each hut pillbox, 1 for each trench, 1 for each non-controlled collapsed hut with a blaze counter. Cool. Wind, no change, almost got gusts. I have absolutely no rally phase actions.
Nor do I.
Cool. Alright, prep fire. So immediately, prep fire, I want to throw down some smoke. This gun up in EE10 is going to try and throw smoke at Y6. So that will not be anything. So he doesn't have smoke. Which means I have to find my ammo counters. No smoke. So there's no smoke. It doesn't count as using the gun since they just don't have the ammo for it. So I guess I will have to shoot. That same arc. There. I'll just shoot at that hex. So we are looking at W5. Range is 9. We'll just do 2 hits. Yeah, that's no way that's gonna hit. No rate of fire, so they are marked as prepped. And I get 1 acquisition. Alright. Other gun will try the same thing, in the sense that they will attempt to place smoke in Let's put it. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Sorry. We'll put it. Try to put it in Z5. No smoke. That
Oh
sucks.
boy.
Who do I want to shoot at? I'm gonna try shooting at W4 at the pillbox. All right, that's their prep.
I'm sorry.
Uh, Honestly, um, I feel uh, compared to the last scenario, I feel a lot better about this one, just because I have a much larger force that you can't really contest until your reinforcements come in. Like I have 20 squads over you, so I can at least use 2 turns of movement to close in, and hopefully not lose too many guys. um, and while it's open ground, I don't know. I feel there's a little bit more I can do than in the past scenario.
Do you get
Um,
extra movement for human wave?
yes, which is what I'm absolutely going to try and
I
exploit.
was expecting some human wave attacks. I just didn't remember if it had extra movement or not.
Those guys are concealed. Yeah, I think the juiciest target is this one. So my machine guns in FF7 are going to shoot at W5. 5. So range 10, they're fine. It is a +3, down 1 for my leader, 8 firepower. Right, so +2. So 6 on 8 is a 1 morale check, I think? Yeah, 1 MC. No rate, unfortunately.
So 1 MC.
Yeah. I will take that. Man, rate of fire would have been really nice. They're both broken. 1 MC.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, well, I don't think I really care to delay this much more. So, human wave, automatically. Now, the way I read it is that as long as there's a leader in the continuous line of hexes, he's good to declare it. So, it doesn't seem to me like he has to be uh, in a hex that's counted for the average. I don't, unless I read that wrong. Select one more participating, 3 continuous, as well as 1 leader from any of these hexes. Okay, well, so then that setup is a mistake, but whatever. So human wave is going to be a direction, and hopefully that is not going to kill me now. Info, infantry, human wave. Alright, so human wave is initiated. Now, technically, I have to pick it from. I don't think it's from the leader. It's just from one unit, and it has to be uh, within 8 hexes. I think.
Yes. At least one unit human wave chain must have a line of sight to the enemy unit within 8 hexes, which
Yeah.
the chain will move towards during that movement phase.
Cool. So, if I pick, say, this guy, it's over here. He has a line of sight. So that is their approximate direction. That phone can stop beeping over there, which means I have to do this. I have to do this. Yeah. I wonder if that's going to squish them. I might not be able to do that because then it'll squish them up. So instead, is it a known enemy? Enemy unit target. No. Okay, cool. So instead I'll just target this just because otherwise I don't think I'd be able to technically.
You're from whom?
So this guy, I'll just put it there.
Check your range before you do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God damn it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it'll be against this pillbox in W7.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, no worries. Cool. So here's where everything's gonna get real exciting. So from what I can understand, it's possible to move in the direction, but one quote unquote further. So if these guys were to move into DD10, for example, that's a legal move, but that would be the max that they can go away from the target, and the next impulse they have to go closer. That make sense?
Yes, it's the it's the range bit.
Yeah, it's the like alternate hex range stuff. So, um, I'm just gonna grab a couple of these bad boys. There, just in case. And so essentially, this hex, this hex, this hex, this one, 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 and because I need a leader to do it as well, 2 first line squads, and the 8-0 is also going to join in. Because I wanted to do it with the 6-1, but I clearly did not read that correctly. So, this means that I have to do the very annoying thing of 1. Oops. These guys are technically on hex grain range. I don't think these guys will be. Alright, that's impulse 1. That is also 1.5 movement factors.
This is gonna get ugly.
Yes. It's going to get very ugly very quickly. But I kind of feel like this scenario, you're if you don't do this as the nationalist, you're going to lose.
Okay, we'll start off with this guy. I am going to declare an attack against EE8, and
Okay.
I am going to fire lane it.
All right.
So if I'm reading this right, okay, I am also declaring a fire lane with an MG. It's not already marked, so it has not been marked yet.
Mm-hmm.
I resolve the first fire attack in the normal manner. Then I put the fire lane residual FP in 1 hex along the hex grain. Is that correct?
Yeah. So, depending on who you're aiming, so if you're aiming from here to here, you go. I believe it's. I forget actually if you have to put it the max range. I think you can put it wherever as long as it's within range.
Yeah, it's got a 10 range and that's at 8. So
Yeah, I'm just saying like you could technically put fire lane up to here because it doesn't matter as long as the line of sight is clear, because otherwise it like gets weird and invalidates certain hexes or whatever. Since it's a straight hex, it'll only go down that hex. No other thing is affected. The other thing to keep in mind is that the fire lane doesn't automatically hit everybody else within it. I believe it's only when I start moving again. So
Yeah, no, it's basically just it's residual all along that
yeah,
path. Basically. Yeah, that's how it works out. So okay, so I have a 4 strength attack against the E8.
yeah. So 4 down 2.
4 down 2.
Yeah, because I don't see anything. Of course. Do they cower? Yeah.
So do crews cower? No, crews do not cower. Or do they?
Let's see, because I know that it might be part of G.1611 or whatever. Cowering affects all fire except that from SMC, Berserk, Fanatic, Fire Lane itself, not creating a fire lane. Fin, Sniper, Ordnance, and BA vehicle. Yeah, no, you still cower. Just check G1.611 just in case. G1.611. I think that's just you have to have crews do stuff.
Yeah.
Being fired by, yeah. Okay, so it cowers, but it's still down 2, so it's still 0. So it's a 2K.
It's 2 on, yeah, so 2K. Let's see. It's going to be your sniper.
Yes. Still nothing.
And we will stick the fire lane on GG9, just because.
There.
And does the fire lane, I don't know if the fire lane's a 1 or a 2.
It's half. So if you shot at 4, it's 2. I don't think there's any residual hindrance stuff, so it should just be 2.
Yep. And they cower.
Actually, if they cower, shit, that affects fire lanes too.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I'm just trying to, because the number of times that I've ever like done fire lanes is no exception. No fire lane is placed if the MG's manning crew cowered and or use subsequent first fire. Does that count? Yeah, infantry crew is infantry. That's literally the only thing it says.
So no fire lane.
So no fire lane, final fired, and those guys are still dead.
All right. Well, I am going to be annoying.
I mean, at the very least, you got 2 squads dead.
Yeah. No. I'm not upset about that.
Well, you'd probably be more upset if I got my sniper to actually do something.
I gotta be honest, I didn't even notice you roll it, so.
Yeah, it's just another whiff.
Hedge hex side blocks LOS along that hex side, yes?
If I remember correctly, if you're part of the hex which the hex side touches, it's fine, I believe.
I'm thinking of X7 here, right there.
Yeah, like, let's say we'll just do a test. So, there, it's fine. But if you were here, you can't. So if you're in the hex itself, you're good. If you're outside of the hex, it's blocked. So you're fine.
So the unit in W7 is going to fire at DD7, and they will also try and fire lane.
DD7, okay.
So that is a 2 strength attack. You are in Orchard, so.
What's the range on that? 7?
7.
6? So. Oh, is it? It's probably 7 because that's the range I would have needed. Yeah, range 7.
Yeah, it's exactly 7 to D7. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, and I was looking at EE7, so ignore me there. So yeah, there's no modifier there. So it's just a 2-down-2.
Yeah. Jesus.
2-on-2 is a K1.
A1 on DD7. So random selection, top guy becomes a half squad. And then they take a 1 MC. The half squad breaks, the other guy's fine.
And I'm not sure how that hex screen is going. I think it's on the hex screen, but I'm not sure.
So at this point, it's alternate hex grain, and you have to figure out if there's a legal path for it. So, for example, if you go top bottom, top bottom, top bottom, top bottom, that's your fire lane. So you need to do. There's alternate hex. Where is that? Is it in the overlays? Fire lane. Can that be? Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. So we'll do 2. This. So, oops, that's. And people hate Vassal for some reason. Jeez. Actually,
Hold on.
I don't
gotta
even know why I do that, because I can just do this. You gotta do what?
I just lost connection to the server.
Uh-oh. I was spamming too many fire lanes, apparently. Did I lose connection too? Let's see. No, I see all the games. You want to try resyncing?
I'm gonna come back in. Hold on one sec.
Okay. Also, I forgot I need to take these off because your range is set. There.
There we go.
Cool. Oh yeah, you're in the game twice now. Love that bug.
Is there a way I can bump out and bump back in again, or what?
No, I think you'd have to, like, technically, yes, you'd have to close out your entire client and then come back in, but it doesn't really matter. If you were to conceal a unit right now, like say, if you conceal X3, it should still, it should still treat it as yours, and I therefore wouldn't be able to see it. If you want to do it real quick. Yeah, he's concealed, so you're good. There you go. All right. So fire lane placed, and we'll just take the counter.
It's only a 1 firepower fire lane.
Oh, right. That's another thing I should have remembered. Decrease. There you go. Any other shots?
Nope.
Okay.
I have no other support weapons.
Next impulse. He's gonna go up. He's gonna go down. These guys will go down. He might as well join. These first line guys will go up. These guys will go down. I said they will go down. These guys will go on top here. These guys have to go down. These guys also have to go down. Might as well just have these guys go down as well. And these guys there. I also have to get in the habit of removing the moved, but whatever. Yeah. Okay. That's 3 moving factors so far.
Alright, keep going.
Alright. I'm just...
Out of curiosity.
it comes in on your turn.
Oh.
Yeah, air support is this weird, like, it only takes place during the opponent's turn because it's supposed to, like, it has, like, effects on if you move or not. It's pretty wild. You'll see. These guys go
Hey, I got
this
a dumb
way.
question. Do you have to stay contiguous?
I don't believe so. If the human wave gets split up, I believe it just happens naturally. Human wave. Movement. Where does it say? Impulse. For each impulse, each human wave must, if possible, do exactly one of the following. Cannot expand for any move forward or forward location, move side location, move up or down. Forward and side locations. At least one unit chain must have LS. Yeah, it doesn't say. Ending the human wave. There's one I'm thinking of, and I think I might be thinking of cavalry charge, where you have to close in. I forget. I think the idea is that because you have to charge towards a direction anyways, you'll naturally close in, but strange.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, no fire at this point.
Yeah. That top guy's on hex range. These guys will go down. These guys will go there. These guys will go here. We'll do range. I think that's it for impulse number 3 for 4.5.
Okay.
Take that off. There. Actually, no, I can't do that. I think I have to stack those guys that way. Oops. There. These guys there, and there.
Your leaders on the hex side.
Yeah. That is 6 moving factors.
Okay.
And then take that off. There. Shit, that would overstack. So these guys have to go here. These guys have range. This. That's not overstacked. And that's 8 because somebody had to get, or 3 squads got into a building for 2, or huts for 2. Is it still 2 for huts?
Yeah, I think so. They're considered wooden buildings for all practical purposes.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the end of that particular human wave.
All right, I actually do have a shot or 2 here, I think.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if I think technically they keep the bonus so unit remains until it is out of MF at the end of impulse. Implication.
The unit in W10 is going to fire at the stack in Z8.
W10 to Z8. Okay.
So I believe that's going to be a 3 down 2.
Mm-hmm. 4 on 3.
4 on 3 is a 1 MC.
1 MC. All break. And that's why you take a slight pause between rolls, or else the bot gets it. Anything else?
Nah, nothing of consequence.
Right. Trick shot. Squad in EE5 goes to DD5 for 1.
Okay.
CC6 for 2.
Okay.
BB6 for 3.5.
All right. This is one dumbass from that stack of my leaders with my machine guns.
One squad in FF6 goes to EE7 for 1.
Okay.
2 into EE8.
Okay.
3.5 into DD8.
All right.
Gonna have a second squad do the same thing. This guy, or the last guy in FF6, I should say, goes EE7 for 1, EE8 for 2, EE9 for 3, and then EE10 for 4.
Okay.
The squad in GG7 goes to GG8, FF8, FF9, and FF10.
Okay.
One squad in EE6 declares CX. Goes to... Oh my god. Does not want to cooperate. It goes to DD6 for 1.
Okay.
CC6 for 2.
All right.
BB5 for 3.
Okay.
AA5 for 4.5.
The unit in X3 will fire at them.
Okay.
So it's going to be 3 down 2.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 on 3 is 1 MC.
Breaks. Gonna have another squad declare CX. Goes to DD6 for 1. CC6 for 2. BB5 for 3. AA6 for 4.5.
All right.
And then Z5 for 5.5.
All right.
Last squad in EE6 goes to EE7 for 1, EE8 for 2, DD8 for 3.5, 5 into CC9, and then 6 into CC10. And then the 6-1 leader goes to FF9 for 1, DD10 EE10 for 2, DD10 for 3, CC10 for 4, BB10 for 5, AA10 for 6. And I think that's my movement.
All right. I have no defensive fire.
Alright. Advancing fire. Dumb stuff can I do? Z6 and Z5 will shoot at the broken guys in W5. It's 3 up 3. 7 on 3, which I think is just a pintash check. Yeah. Damn. The Guys in the house in Z9 will shoot at W10 as a 4.5 up 2. That's also nothing, I think. 8. Yeah, this. Okay, I think that's it. Route phase. That would be 3, 4, and 5. Or 3. Pretty sure. Alright, so the first is 3, the second is 4, and the third is 5. Because I think, because these guys can route to Z9. That's the closest. And they have 6 movement factors. So if the first one goes in, he's causing overstack, but that should just be 2. Then the second guy would add +1, and the third guy adds +2 to the movement. So I think it's just a 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I mean, yeah.
Overstacking. Yeah, for that exceeds normal personnel stacking. Okay, so they all go in there. This guy's nearest is over in GG9 or whatever, or GG6 or something, whatever that is. He can go through EE7 and FF6 and then GG7 because it's not open ground. This guy might be screwed. I think he has to low crawl. Yeah. Pretty sure he has to low crawl. So he goes to BB5. And that's my routes.
Yeah, we'll stay in place. I have to move, so we'll stay there.
Okay. Advances. Everybody in this building is going to go to Z10. Leader in AA10 goes into the building.
Does it cost extra to exit the hex?
I don't believe so. Entry. Vehicles, personnel, overstacking penalties can cause. No, it's just for entry.
Just for entry. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I see from A5.11.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, I thought it was one or the other, but couldn't remember.
The guys in BB9 will. Man, okay, this is gonna get tough. How do I want to not die? Alright, easier ones. Z6 to Y7, Z5 to Y6. This group will split into 2. BB6 goes to AA7. I might as well do these 2 stacks as that. That will split this away. Oops. There. These guys will split. The CC guy goes forward. Same thing in EE10. It'll go to DD10. This guy will also go there, or approach anyways. I think that's it. That guy can't. be shot at. That guy would get shot at anyways. Yeah. Yep, I think that's it for advances. No CC. Reds. And I get to decide where the ASOP tells me to put air support. No, that's in rally phase. Alright, turn one. The stress of turn one is gone. Do they show up in prep fire then? Where are they show air? Airsport arrival. Airsport is never allowed during night or overcast or against location in beneath fog. Let's make a DR. But I get it automatically. Once it does this, his air support must be placed as the next move phase. Put on that board. This already is automatic.
So I'm confused, because that seems to imply that you should have put them out during your movement phase.
Well, if it's during my movement phase, then my bad. It doesn't really affect.
I mean, you can. We should place it, and you should resolve it. Now, whenever, if that's the case. But I'm not. Let's see. There isn't going to be aerial combat, so we can kind of skip that whole section.
I think it's the fact that everything's automatic, which is throwing me off. So it says, so he must make a DR during the rally phase of each of his player's turn until he rolls less than the current game turn. Because the SSR says I get it automatically, we can skip that. I guess I should have placed it during the movement phase, but it wouldn't have done. It doesn't affect anything. Upon map board entry, another sport DR have practice running up must be made to determine the number of aircraft the player receives. Because it's automatic, we don't determine that. It just I get the two. One more DR is for group. They are armed with bombs. Again, it says they're armed with bombs, so we can skip that. Aircraft are then placed on board with the appropriate side face up. So basically what they are now. I'll just have them whatever. Because the other side is bomb. Is if they bomb, you just take it off. All aircraft received with the same type and armament. Unlimited movement capability may be placed anywhere on the map board. As aircraft operate at a level above the topography represented by the board, their movement is not restricted by terrain, enemy units, stacking, or any other factor. However, once an aircraft leaves the map board, it may not return. Each aircraft remains on that map board until eliminated, recalled, or voluntarily exited during an enemy movement phase. So essentially, they just stay there, and at a certain point, I will want to do bombing and stuff.
So bombs means.
So basically, we can go skip essentially down to 7.4. So it says aircraft may attack ground targets, but no locations devoid of enemy units. So I can't target this empty trench, for example. An aircraft must always state whether it is making a strafing or point attack just before resolving its second attack. An aircraft attack individually. Sorry. Also, this is during the opponent's movement phase or the plane's defensive fire phase. So you get it on your turn, but it doesn't do anything until your opponent's turn. So can't form fire group may attack the same target and leave residual firepower normally. The bombs are 100, basically meaning that if you look at the chart, you equate it to the 100 caliber. So it's a 20 firepower bomb.
Okay, so here's what I'm a little confused about because I think you have to actually put them within 4 hexes of your target.
That's when you declare the attack. Yeah. It says when you strafe, an aircraft strafes by first being placed along a specified hex grain that is 4 hexes away from the initial target and facing the same. And then you do some task checks to see if you see them. It's possible to, I think it's 12 if you roll boxcars. You essentially take control and you attack the nearest guy, I think, and then my guys bomb my own units and so on and so forth. The difference being that you can do a point attack, which I believe is you attack twice. You do one strafing attack and then one bombing attack, I think it is. Stukas operate differently, and strafing is just guns, I believe.
Strafing is you just are on a higher column, whereas point attacks you drop down because you're lingering over the same area longer. You get a bomb attack in addition to the strafing run,
Right.
but you have to actually hit to use it, I think.
Right.
I don't think anybody has light AA on this map, but
I think MMGs can be considered light AA. LMGs might actually too. Hold on. There's something about it. The only difference is that light AA, if you shoot at air targets, you can't shoot at ground targets in the same hex. Only AA guns with IFE, infantry, HMGs, vehicular AAMG, and AA capable main armament coaxial machine gun.
yeah, no worries. Okay, so no weather change. I will attempt to self-rally one of the units in W5, the top unit.
Yep.
And fail.
You need to start rolling above 7. I have no... Well, actually, I do have plenty of rallies. I can't get rallies from these guys. I will attempt to rally the 3 guys here and then repair that gun. So, rally, rally, rally. The third guy gets a -1 for building. No, still not. So, no dice. Gun. No.
Guy in GG7 loses DM as well.
Yeah, I just haven't. There.
Does BB5 lose his as well, or is he still out? Yeah.
He can still keep it because he's not in concealment frame. Or woods building, I think. Or more specifically, I think it's because he's in open ground. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, that's it for my actions.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh yeah, you failed your repair roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Prep fire. X3 will fire at Z5.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 3 flat.
Mm-hmm.
Powers to a 1, I believe.
No, you don't cower. Reds don't cower.
Then why did my machine gun cower?
Because I think the difference is that one's a LMG. Something about Chinese. All red Chinese are considered partisans for all purposes, but are also immune to cowering. But it doesn't say red Chinese squads, or crews. Because I think the rule is that the crews aren't partisans; they're crews. Partisans.
I mean, it says.
Yeah,
so
partisans.
squads, sub-squads, and single man use partisan counters, while their crews use Russian crew counters. Because I don't
Yeah.
think there are any partisan crew counters.
So the entry on partisans say partisans are represented by 337 squads. So the crews can cower, but the regular squads can't. That's how I understand it.
Okay. Well, that's 6 on 3 then. That's a contest check.
Pass. Oh, yeah, okay. Makes sense.
The LMG in W7 will fire at Z7.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 2 flat.
Mm-hmm.
7 on 2, nothing.
Okay.
The squad in W10 will fire at Z8. So that's going to be a 3 flat.
Okay.
Nothing. The medium machine gun in W4 is going to fire at your MMGs in FF7.
W4, okay.
So that range is 9, 1 hindrance. So that's going to be a 4 up 1.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, almost broke that.
Yeah, I think I broke the curse when I started playing with the other guy.
Are trenches? If I move along trenches, do I lose concealment?
Oh man, I want to say yes, but don't hold me to that just yet. Entrenchments. Beneficial trench connect, automatically connected. You don't pay extra MF. Units may use non-assault movement between connecting trenches without loss of concealment. Last line in B27.54.
Cool, thank you.
Do you not have to pay like 1 to get out of pillbox? Or is it
So is a bunker.
right? Bunkers treated as pillbox in all respects except that a unit between as if. Oh, okay. No, yeah, you're good. As if it was also a trench.
So yeah, I am actually moving under the trenches. I'm just not going to bother with the.
Yeah. For now, anyways.
So movement is the underlying terrain, yeah.
It's 1 plus the terrain, I think, is what it said. Where's it say? Where's it say? The cost of entering connecting trench is always 1 movement factor unless doubled for move to higher elevation, regardless of the other terrain and hex. Okay, yeah, so always 1.
Two to W4.
Okay.
3.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Actually, hold on a sec. Yeah, I can't do it because I'm technically overstacking in W4. So that would have been 2 movement factors.
Then in W4, or you mean W5?
W4. So the pillbox has a 1 squad capacity, yeah? So crews count as a squad. So that hex only has a 1 squad capacity because the pillbox is there, even though it's acting as a trench.
The only thing I believe you're wrong on is the size. I'm pretty sure crews are half squads. Yeah, crews are half squads. Crew also represents, represents roughly 5 men. Squad, for game purposes, represents approximately 10 men, and half squad represents roughly 5 men. The difference is that crews are valued as squads, but are sized as half squads. If you had a crew with a gun, that's treated as a full squad.
Well,
I think
I'm still overstacking it then. I mean, if that's a half squad, then if I move, say, a squad through there, then I'm at 1.5 squads in the hex, right?
Yes, but trenches operate weird.
Trenches operate weird, but that's actually a pillbox. That's the funky part. Like, yes, it is a bunker, so it's technically you can move around it as if it's a trench, but I don't think. I don't know. It's a little bit weird there.
Trees pillbox no steps said that. Yeah, you'd be right. So moving into, but wait a minute, because then wouldn't that mean that you wouldn't? Because pillboxes have technically a hard limit. I think pillbox is impossible to overstack. Pillbox capacity is separate from stack, no vehicle, PRC, yada yada. Where is the overstacking on this? Yeah, overstacking in pillbox is not applicable or not allowed. 5.6. That's weird. I would have thought that bunkers would have been bigger though, because bunkers.
Or is it basically there's a trench in the hex in addition to the pillbox, like a notional trench that's technically outside the pillbox? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the second line, a bunker is treated as a pillbox in all respects, except that a unit may move Route, advance, withdraw from CC between a bunker and such a trench as if the bunker was also a trench. So
Okay, so what that means is there is no trench in there. I am actually moving around on the surface. So moving through W4 exposes those troops, causing them to lose their concealment.
no. What it means is that the the bunkers are treated as trenches for movement purposes. So you can't overstack the bunker itself, um, if it was just a regular like pillbox, but because it's treated as the like moving, you can move through that location without incurring the problem of overstacking within a pillbox. It's like you can move through a thing, but you can't if you were to stop in that hex. You can't be overstacked stopped is how I understand it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
The entry exception, the entry exit restrictions given in B 30.4244 and 30.6 still apply. These guys are adjacent.
So if you get those are like enemy ground units trying
Yeah.
to get into it.
Yeah, that's standard fare. But yeah, that's how I would play it. Is that you can move through it, but you can't just because it's considered a trench for moving through doesn't mean that you can park 4 squads in there and just say Hail Marys and hope for the best.
Well, those guys will stop there.
Okay.
And I hate it when I forget units. I wish there was a better way to mark trenches.
Yeah. I think that's like one of the things that doesn't have a good overlay for it. Is there? Yeah, there's no good trench overlay.
All right, these guys are moving along the trench.
Okay.
So one,
Mm-hmm.
they will go into the bunker
Okay.
and stop.
Mm-hmm.
One,
Mm-hmm.
two,
Okay.
defensive fire.
All right. Yeah, for the record, I didn't care to do anything with the fighter bombers until after you were done moving.
Oh,
Which
I'm
means
sorry. Yeah.
no, it's fine. If I wanted to do something with them, but I don't really think there would have been a point regardless. So, this is where the complex stuff's gonna happen. Aerial LOS, I gotta make a sighting task check. So before a plane can make a ground support attack, it must first pass a sighting task check from its initial attack hex along a specified hex grain to the target it wishes to sight. So,
where are you attacking? I guess first.
yeah. So, 20 firepower. It's not really useful against other stuff. So let's do. I will attack this hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there. This hex grain. So all aircraft have a morale level of 8 for purposes of sighting task check. So I'll just do task check right now. So there is no smoke. Target is not in buildings, woods, rubble, or brush, grain, marsh. Target within 4 hexes of non-hip. There's a +1 for that. There's no mist, dust, or haze. There's literally no minuses. Well, there's a -2 because the target is not entirely concealed. Okay, so it's a hit regardless, or it's a successful task check. So ground targets.
So
Um,
first off, yeah. So you pass your sighting dash. Are you strafing or point attack? Because I think you have to be. It's 4 hexes for strafing and 3 for point attack.
well, it's strafe and then point attack, or is it just strafe?
Well, you have to pick. It's one or the other, and then
Oh, well,
that
then
determines how far away you are and what table you're on.
I will be doing a point attack for sure because I want to drop my bombs. So, fighter bomber makes a point attack in the same manner as a strafing run with the following differences. After a fighter bomber has made its initial attack from 4 hexes away and moves moved. Yeah, so the initial attack.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. So, all right. So it does 1 strafing attack and then.
Oops. There. Alright. After all light AA, there's no light AA. It may fire on its initial target. The aircraft then moves the next hex to the pre-designated hex range toward the target after receiving all. Make another attack DR. Another. Okay, yeah. So a strafing would just be like two hexes in a row attack.
Oh no! It's up to 4.
Is it up to 4? I thought it was just 2.
Yeah, you. So basically, you make an attack where you are. You then move to the next hex toward the target. Make another attack if you want within 4 hexes. Then
Right.
you make another attack. Then you move forward one more, toward the initial target. Make another attack.
Gotcha.
And like that. So you can do that, but you're always, no matter what your range is, you're always on the 7 to 12 column. Whereas if instead of doing that, you move forward
right.
one hex and then do the point attack, you're on the 0 to 6 instead of the 7 to 12.
All right. So if I understand this correctly, I have 6 MG factors. You know what? I have a cheat chart, and I don't know why I'm not looking at that. Air support. Air support play aid. There we go. So move to attack. Make sighting task check. Light attack. Attack at 7 to 12 hex range. Initial attack locations cannot be devoid of enemy units, which is the case. So it's a 6 firepower with the +2. Is how I understand it.
Okay. Does the trench have any modifier to that?
Yeah, the +2s from that, I believe. Let me just. MG armament not subject to cowering. Affect each level of building an LS. Yada yada. Same IFT dice roll. 2-hit dice roll unnecessary against armored target. So okay, so that's why. Because if it was a 2-hit, that's why the range would be 7 to 12. Use vehicle target type, which isn't the case. Artifactor, KC. Yeah, okay. So it's just a straight 6 up 2. Nothing. So they will then move 1. I'm declaring a point attack because I want to drop bombs. Now, what's the point attack requirement?
I think it's just basically the same, except you're on that 1 column left, and you don't get to do more attacks after this.
Yeah, so moreover, because it's now attacking from only 3 hexes away, 6 hex aerial range, the 2-hit dice roll, and that's a 2-hit because it's using bombs instead of just shooting.
For the point attack?
Yeah. So each fighter bomber is to carry 1 HE bomb load, which it fires as ordnance on the IFT versus unarmored targets. If attacking a building hex, no. There's a same IFT for all locations.
So, point attack, well.
Yeah, so a fighter bomber can bomb any target 4 hexes distant as part of its strafing run, or 3 hexes distant if making the second attack of a point attack.
Oh, are you going to do it in addition to the machine gun attack, or are you bombing it separately?
No, it's in addition to the machine gun was the first, and then I'm just bombing in the second.
Well, no, I'm looking at kind of the midway through that paragraph under bombing. It says the bomb attack can be made with or without an accompanying MG attack, but if made in conjunction with an MG attack, it must be pre-designated before resolving that MG attack and resolved after that MG attack.
All right. Well, if I can do both, I guess I would do both. Is there a sign? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll do both because why not? I can do infantry target type since I know there's an infantry there. So I have to pre-designate, but you said it only takes place after the bomb. Yeah.
So you basically do an MG attack just like normal, except it's a point attack because you're on the 0 to 6 column. Well, wait, let's see.
Yeah, that won't change it. If made in conjunction with the MG attack, it must be pre-designated before resolving and resolved after that MG attack. Okay, so 6 firepower. Okay. So there's a +2, so it's 4 on 6, which is a 1 KIA. I also don't believe they generate snipers. I'm pretty sure they don't, but I'm double checking here. Because I think it's just a preface, non-OBA, IC. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Could air support really trigger sniper? Sam, no sniper, no. It doesn't say it doesn't, so I think you get a sand. Whenever he makes a 2-hit morale check, task check, non-OBA IFT, or entrenching. Yeah.
All right. Blah blah blah. I
So
can do random selection for the kill.
Yeah, random selection, and then everybody breaks.
Oh, fucking concealment apply.
There's something about it. It's random selection might change it, but not in a good way. Random selection among concealed units to select which units are revealed must include a DR for every counter beneath the top. Yeah. Then I selected eliminated. No, it doesn't change. The only time it changes stuff is sniper.
What was the firepower on that? That was your machine gun,
6.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a 4. That's only a 2MC.
No, it should be it's 6. Because they don't. You can't cower on.
No, I understand that, but it's 6 up 2, right?
Yeah, 4 and 6. Isn't that
4 on 6 is a 2MC. I don't know where you're getting.
Oh fuck! I don't know why I saw that then. Where the hell did I see?
A nat 2, a flat 2 is a 1 KIA.
Yeah, that must be what I was looking at.
Okay.
All right. Well,
it's 2MC. I mean, that's bad enough, but yeah.
At least we didn't remove anybody off the board. Ready?
All right. So yeah, leader down. So break, fine, break.
Yeah. And then on the 0 to 6, it's an infantry target type to hit. 8, there's going to be a +2, so no. So misses with the bombs, continues, there's no fire, continues, there's no fire, and then ends there.
Yep. Let me do my sniper.
I'll just move there.
No sniper.
Cool. Okay, so he's there. Boy, howdy, where my other boom. What's the morale on your leader? It was 8?
9.
9. The squad that's there takes a task check. The one that didn't break. Then he passes. Okay. And does not trigger my sniper. Oh wait, that is my sniper.
Yep, that is your sniper.
So then, did you roll on my sniper?
Yes, I did. So yeah, no, that's correct.
It's fine. It's fine. We whatever.
This is all discombobulated.
All right, no sniper, anyways. All right, where do I want my next guy? I kind of like the idea of that. Is there a... No? Okay. Hmm.
Surprised you're not trying to rubble a bunch of buildings, man.
I can't target units, the locations that don't have enemies. I think I'm just gonna target... Oh, man. What's... I'm just gonna look at this chart. 1 second. Man. I'll just pick the same target, I think. The only other... Yeah, no, I gotta do it, I think. It's gonna pick the same target, task check. Alright, cool. It's the one thing I didn't want. Where's the stupid... Is it mistaken attack? Final setting to task check 12 results in a mistaken attack. The attacker may then immediately move the aircraft, but only on board, may not exit, and attack the defender, non-hidden onboard ground unit that is closest in hexes to that aircraft's initial target and not completely blind. So you have a choice of attacking either of these guys. Can't believe I rolled stupid 12.
Yeah, we'll attack the unit that it's in.
The what?
I can move the aircraft.
Yeah, you have to, from the initial attack target. So, oops. So it has to be either Y7 or Y6, because it's closest to the target of W6.
We'll put it on Y7 and we'll face it that way. The plane can use a different hex screen and type of attack than that initially claimed by the defender. So I believe I can put it facing however I want.
Sure, but as long as it's targeting that that squad, I believe.
Well, here, this is where I'm confused. The sentence before that, if strafing, this attack must be continued using the MG bombs to include any other onboard ground units within the range and hex range of a normal strafing run.
Yes, but you're skipping a point. Right now, I didn't even declare whether or not it was a strafing attack or not, right? So because I didn't even I failed the task check, the sighting task check. Right now, you're basically just choosing which of these two and at what angle are you going to be attacking them from. Because you could attack Y6 going downwards, you can attack Y6 going this way, etc. It depends on which one you're choosing. Then it's a matter of, okay, how do you set it up? Then you're choosing if you're strafing or not.
So here's my question: do I have to place him? Does that become the new target hex?
Correct. You're attacking whatever hex you're looking
So
at.
this is my question. So the target hex was W6. It then flips to be either Y7 or Y6. I'm choosing Y7, so I think that means I have to put him there because that is 4 hexes away. Correct? He's still
Heard.
attacking Y7, but his run is now starting over U5.
Correct.
Am I reading that right?
Yes, because you're doing the procedure. But you're attacking it, and it has to be the closest guy
Gotcha.
to
Yep.
whatever.
Okay. All right. So it's just a straight 6 firepower.
Yep.
So 6 on 6 is a 1MC.
Breaks.
And then, so at this point, that was the first attack. So I think at this point you have to decide what you're doing.
No, you control it. If strafing, this attack must be continued using MG bombs to include any other onboard ground units. This is now your air support. That's what fucking sucks about mistaken attack is that I've just given you my air.
Sorry. Yeah, no.
I think every time I've gotten air support, I've always gotten mistaken attacks. It sucks. There's a curse on my vassal rolls.
Yeah, we'll do a strafing run.
Okay.
Because otherwise I would just attack the same hex again. So we will strafe to Z7.
Yep.
8 on 6 is a pin test check.
Both pin.
And we will strafe and bomb AA8.
Is it strafe and bomb on strafing only?
Well, I'm choosing to bomb.
But can you... That's my only question is, can you bomb while strafing on the third hex?
Fighter bomber can bomb any target 4 hex. Distant is part of its strafing run, but must first score a hit on the 7 to 12 with the applicable blah blah blah.
Okay.
Once a bomb to hit DR is made, the aircraft may, well, yeah, so basically after you bomb, you can't continue to strafe.
Right.
So right now I could strafe for another hex, basically. And,
But there's no point.
but there's no point. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna. This is gonna be an attack on AA. So this is a strafing bomb. So
Yeah.
the machine gun does nothing. And it is. I need a 6 or less, I think, to hit with the bomb.
Yeah, it's whatever the range on IFT. I think it's black numbers. I always forget.
Yes, the black to hit number.
Yeah.
So it's going to be I'm sorry, it's a 7 or less. There's no target size mod, there's no TPM, no hindrance, you're not overstacked, you're not one of these wacky types, you're not a waiting vehicle. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, it's just going to be a 7 or less. And we miss.
Thank Christ. Alright. And so ends the Ballad of Fighter Bombers.
Yeah, that could have been much worse.
For me, yes, absolutely.
Well, for me as well. I mean,
Well, I had half a mind to choose X3, so it's a pretty good thing I didn't, because otherwise it would have been everybody would have gotten fucked
yeah,
over.
right up the line there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's the fighter bombers done. Now for regular shooting. I guess lesson learned is use the fighter bombers first, because if you're gonna keep rolling 12s, don't bother. All right. Just gonna do Y6 to W5. Yeah, okay. So it's 3 up 3, so 5 on 3, a normal morale check. What a
tower.
I probably do, because I'm not red Chinese. It doesn't say I don't, so what a bullshit fucking roll for that. PTC, so they just DM. What a garbage roll for that. The conscripts in Z6 and Z5 will shoot at W6. And that'll be a 6 up 2. What is... Okay, I don't understand these rolls anymore. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
I get a 12 and then 2 to 2s. Their conscripts, it was 6, so they go down to 2. It's a 1 MC.
It's 1 MC. What does unlikely kill mean?
That's just if you're doing
Vehicles?
Yeah, it's vehicles and like unarmored vehicles or something. I'll check.
Okay, so 1 MC.
Yeah.
So leader is wounded.
Yeah.
He's broken.
Yeah, apparently if you throw enough 2s around, you get something. So dumb. What are these? What's this algorithm?
Can you undo the last move for me, please? Sorry, I just deleted the squad by accident.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, that was 7.309. Unlikely kill. Any original to IFT versus vehicle infantry, vehicle line. Yeah, so basically if you're shooting at a vehicle, there's always, well, not always, but there's a chance that you could get more of an effect. So for example, if we look at the chart, if you were firing 1 firepower, it's like so very unlikely that you'd get something out of it that it turns it into a potential unlikely kill.
Gotcha. What's the wound roll?
So it's a 1 die. If you roll a 5 or 6, he's dead. If he rolls a 1 to 4, he's just wounded. All right.
Just killed my best leader.
I was hoping to get that from the aircraft, so I guess it's all fine and dandy. The other guys are broken, so they don't take a morale check. 2, 3, 4. Can't do that. Oh, the guys in Z8. I'll pair them with the guys in Z7. Sure. They're gonna shoot at the bunker. That is going to be 9 plus 3. They'll cower again. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be anything. 9, 8, cowers twice. No, no way. Man, I'm going to hate myself if that turns out to actually be good line of sight. Said 10 to W10. I don't think that line of sight's good. No, thank God. Alright. Nothing. The MMG stack in FF7 will shoot at V8. So it's clear. There's no halved because they're inside a bunker. But it is a +3, -1 for my leader. Nothing. No rate. The gun in EE10 will shoot at its target in W5. There's a -1, +2. So 5, 7. I use red numbers, I think. And that is range. What's the range? 10? So I need a 6. So -1, +2. No.
I think you're just over it, yeah.
Yeah. What else can I do? That technically works. AA9, AA8, AA7 will all shoot at the pillbox in W7. We're looking at 6, 12, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
Sorry,
4.
that was what, 8
2,
and 9?
AA9, AA8, and AA7.
Okay, I think 87 is blocked because of the hedge.
No, because it's part of the hex, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're touching that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's halved because of long distance, so instead of 15, it's 7.5. It's up 3. 9 on 7.5 or 7. Conditional task check. So let's see if you can pin. Nope. I don't think I have anything else I can do. So advanced fireface.
The unit that moved into X3 will fire at the conscripts in Z5.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 1.5 flat.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
A lot of numbers. K1 because it's flat.
1.5 flat is a K1.
Way ahead of you. And break because
And your sniper.
Nope. I swear I'm gonna create a fire, like a night candlelit vigil or something for my sniper because he's been missing for over a month. His family misses him.
And that's it for advanced fire. Routing. Oh boy, oh boy.
Hey, it's gonna be fun.
So can I route along trench lines?
Yep. As long as you're as far as I understand it, or that I know, without having to go through the entire thing again, is that it follows the same basic rules of you have to go towards a building. Like trenches aren't considered uh, um, safe in the sense like you can stay in it if you're not forced to leave, but if you're routing away, you have to go towards a building. Um, I think pillbox. Does it say anything about uh, route and rally? Yeah, pillbox is equivalent to a building for both route and rally purposes, except that a broken unit inside a pillbox is never forced to route out. So if you're not getting closer to an enemy unit, you're fine in that sense, um, as long as you're not overstacking. If you can't get to a pillbox, then you follow the next, like what's the closest and how does that go through all the motions. Like for example, if you want to get your guys out of W6, the closest building or in terms of movement factors, um, you're looking at T4 U4. I'm not sure if 1.5 actually trench. I think you have to get out of it. 1.5, 3, 4.5.
Yeah, it's like one extra to get out, so it'd be 2.5, 4, 6 to get into the buildings.
I think so. I always forget if location. Because I forget if it's foxholes or if trenches also apply for, like, if you're routing, you can go into the foxhole directly or you can skip it. But getting out of it is, I think, is still one.
What is range for interdiction regular range or up to long range?
It's always regular. If so, how it works is interdiction only applies if there are no modifiers that can be added to the unit's fire, whether that's hindrance, pin, CX, etc. Encircled, same thing. If you're encircled, you can't interdict. Um, these guys can't interdict, for example, because you've got the hindrance from EE7. The caveat would be the gun can potentially interdict if he has line of sight, but if line of sight is broken, then you're good. Um, and then interdiction, like if you do low crawl, you'd be fine type idea. Um, the only thing I can see here in this entire map that would cause issues is EE10. I think you can also only interdict once per unit. Interdiction. Subject to NMC. Routing unit which fails interdiction subject to casualty reduction. Interdicted unit is also subject to pinning, which is one of the only times a broken unit can pin. Broken unit may not be interdicted more than once per open ground hex entered, regardless of the number of opposing units can claim. Once per open ground. Wait, so you take a freaking interdiction every hex? That's nuts. I thought that was only you took it once and that was it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. You can mess with uh, acquisitions and stuff. Okay, that doesn't explain that, which is cool. Does grain say anything for rally? Where's grain? There we go. Considered open ground for all purposes. Okay, that sucks.
All right, well, screw it. We're gonna do it.
Constantine checks wheel vehicles.
Start the sky routes.
I think, yeah, because I think I have to claim interdiction. Interdictor. Maybe that's the thing. One unit may interdict any number of routing units. Same run it, more than one hex. Okay, that's fucked. If a gun would have to change its CA in order to fire, if this were a fire phase, a positive DRM would usually come into effect.
So basically, I automatically have to make a.
If you're routing out, then yeah, I basically start doing you basically start doing a lot of morale checks.
Yeah, so I'm routing out.
So they become. Oh man, does a casualty MC check?
Yep, it's
Oh,
a
no.
morale check.
But does a casualty MC check on an interdiction kill it? Because
Probably. What does a casualty normally do?
well, so a casualty MC is where it automatically casualty reduces and breaks. But if you do that on an interdiction, does it casualty reduce and then die because of the interdiction? Casualty
yes,
MC.
it's eliminated.
But that's so.
If a broken unit rolls an original 12 during a morale check, it is eliminated.
It suffers or eliminated if not subject to breaking. Any replaced. The hell. Wow. Okay.
So here's my problem, just as a metagaming thing. I either leave those guys in there and they're going to start surrendering because they're not going to be able to retreat when you jump into the trench, because you will, because you're not dumb. Or I could try and run them out. And the only place I can run them out to is T4U4 because that's the closest buildings. So I either have to get interdicted or they're going to get surrendered. So at least the interdiction gives me a half a chance.
So the only thing I would be looking at right now, and I'm just trying to see one thing, because is it individual units? It says routing unit. Oh, I'm thinking of a different thing. Okay, never mind. Okay, so the way I would be looking at this, if I had to be, would be that since I'm getting a lot of reinforcements on the next turn, and I still and the nationalist still has to advance, there exists a possibility. Like for example,
I do not have anyone that can fire on you.
but so think about it this way. If like you've got an advance phase, right? That's coming up. So if you took if I took the machine gun out and just kind of like shifted everybody up north, you can at least get more coverage in that area. And I still have to go through open ground, which means that like you're still getting -2s and getting adjacent, depending on like where these guys advance and whatever. That's still
Human Wave gives you what, a +1 morale?
human wave, yeah, +1, but I mean it's 7, which is average, and I'm at 8.31 or whatever my stupid number was. 7.7.
I can't rely on the rolls. All right, well we'll stay put just for that. I lost the squad. It's okay.
Because
that was an object lesson.
Yeah,
otherwise they'll just stay put. They're not adjacent to anybody. So
because the thing I would be looking at one. Okay, they get captured, but it does create issues if my guys end up breaking. Close combat. I don't think anybody. Actually, you'd have the advantage for partisans. Um,
I think that guy has to.
this guy has to low crawl, basically.
Yeah.
This guy also has to low crawl. Actually, his destination. Yeah, I think it has to be this way. This guy as well also will low crawl uh, to Z7. Let me just make sure about that too, because
They're fine.
because I always get it mixed up if because they can low crawl, um, but uh, yeah.
Yeah, like I can. So where are you going?
So this guy was in Y7. I have to go upwards. Actually, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's still legal. So Y7 goes to Z7 so he can go up towards the building because that's the closest.
Yeah, I think
Shit, actually,
had to go
hold
to
on.
Z6.
Z.
Z5 has to go to Z6.
Yeah, Z5 has to go there. Yeah, because I can't bypass. So this guy, Z5 is eliminated.
Why?
Because he'd be going closer to any number of dudes. If I'm here, I can see W10. And automatically it's going to be shorter. So, they're dead. They're dead. Damn this guy. Yeah, that looks right to me.
Okay.
I just find like I don't know. I feel like someone told me once that and it's open ground that if only if it has used local. Okay. All right.
All right. I think that's it for advanced movement.
Okay.
No close combat yet. So it's over to your turn 2. Do you mind if we call here?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just do weather, no change. Take moves off. I'm pretty sure I took off pins this time. Cool. Let me save real quick. Yeah, this one's been dicey, but in like the weirdest ways. Like I don't know whether or not I should be happy or not. Start turn 2 nationalists checked.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little wacky.
Well, this one's gonna get bloody for sure. I clearly have like I have to human wave again, uh, just because, and I really have to hope that uh, my guns can achieve something, because otherwise, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure I'm quite as confident as you are.
Well, the only reason why I think you shouldn't jump the gun too quickly is just because you do have 12 squads that are coming in, which is very powerful. And the if we're taking scenario objective into effect, with regards to VP. The VPs is not like this is one of the few times where it's been VPs and does not count CVP in any way, right? So you're going you're coming off from off board. I have very little in the way of stopping you right now. I can move a unit or two, whatever, but uh, you'll be able to get into those huts or at least like near them, and that's going to do a lot to stymie my advance. Like I think I think playing this scenario, you kind of have to assume that everybody in the trenches is going to die, or for the most part, barring any retreats. Uh, but after that, like getting into the town, into the huts, that's going to be a right pain. Like it's still open ground everywhere. The only clear terrain for movement is in the village. Everything else is the 1.5 and in threes, right? So I have to keep doing human waves and hope I can get results out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm just let's see. Problem is, I kind of can't go into the huts. Like I can and I can't.
In the sense of like getting out from where you're at, yeah, it's like it's easy to
No,
say like
it's more their victory points. Like you, I don't know if you can actually fire it into huts. I don't think you can. I think you actually have to have a target.
uh I could with my gun. I think I could with actually. So I should rephrase that. I can, but if it's the gun, I think I have to add a +2 because it's empty hex, so you treat it as concealed or a hip or whatever. I think the same applies to units, and there'd be no point for me doing that just because with 3 firepower at 3 range, I have to get into the trenches to begin with. Um, so there's not much of a real reason to get there. Um, if we look at the VPs for the trenches and pillboxes, so pillbox is 2, so that's 8, and then there's one for each trench, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there needs to be a lot of fighting for the trenches, for sure. Um, but it's still a matter of trying to get into those trenches, which is going to be a friggin' bear.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I have a feeling that this will be depending on if unless someone gets dice or whatever. This scenario feels like one that like by turn 5, unless it's like very tight, you should definitely know where it's when it's
Oh
gonna
yeah, I
end.
was thinking by turn 4, by middle of the scenario, I think we should know whether it's gonna go. I think the next 2 turns are gonna be pretty bloody, and it's gonna get fairly obvious.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
So
yep,
Tuesday, same time.
yep, Tuesday.
Cool. See you then.
See you, man. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. Awesome. Well, this one certainly wasn't as frustrating as last time. Uh, it's going to be very interesting because now it's very close movement. So I can't rely on distance anymore. Um, this gun is now awkwardly positioned. I'm gonna keep it aimed down here just because I want it to still threaten these guys. But and like I want these MGs to shoot into this pillbox again, stuff like that. But it is not an ideal situation, especially with all the broken guys. If I can rally these guys, at least 1 or 2 squads, I can get something out of it. I'm thinking I might do a human wave with these guys and just go after the pillbox or even the trench, the V9 guys. That way, it's a straight sideways. Um, this pillbox will be able to see some guys, but not all of them, which is pretty nice. And I can keep it consistent at 2 movement factors without losing too much. And then the other guys will basically just if this MG shoots, then I can move these guys with not impunity, but it's a little safer. Um, Fighter bombers, shoot my own guys. was hoping to get more out of that, but being able to trade 4 CBP, or my that's what, seven CBP for 4, and that includes the 9 down 1 leader. It's, I'll take it. Um, the number of 2s we got as well was pretty crazy. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.